September 8th, 2013. This is Edward with sonsofgod.com. And this morning meditation for Sunday is on the spirit of futility. Romans 8 is the one chapter that we wrote our entire book around because it deals with the manifesting or releasing of the sons of God during this time. We'll start with verse 18. For I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory that is to be revealed to us. And technically, it's the glory that is to be revealed within us. We recently brought a word on the glory. We understand that God is visiting upon the sons a glory that will not depart, a glory that will not fade away, because it's the indelible, it's the imprinting, it's the overshadowing, it's the merging of the Spirit of the Father in the Spirit of the sons, the residue of which is a glory that is unfathomable and will not leave. But this has to do with the revealing within the sons. For the anxious longing of the creation waits eagerly for the revealing of the sons of God. Now we can look at that from two perspectives. It's both waiting eagerly for the manifesting of the sons, or you could say the revealing of the sons, either of which point to a reality that we're looking at presently, and that is that the sons are those who have been sent by the Father, and they are most definitely in the earth at this time. And that's what we've been speaking about the last number of years. It is a time of the revealing of the sons, but the revealing first begins to the sons themselves. That first awakening, that first realization, that deep understanding of who they are, what they are, and why they're here, and the subsequent manifesting of all that they are. Verse 20, for the creation was subjected to futility, not willingly, but because of him who subjected it in hope, that the creation itself also will be set free from its slavery to corruption into the freedom of the glory of the children of God. Let's define futility. You won't find this definition in the Webster's or the online dictionaries, but futility is the slavery to corruption. That's pretty much what it is. Creation has been handcuffed to corruption since the time of Adam, in hopes that the revealing, the manifesting of the sons during this time will set them free from their slavery to corruption. I think we all understand that from the moment in time that you're born, you begin a path of dying. And you'd say, well, you're just a newborn babe, you're 6 months old, but already the body has been programmed into a pattern of death, not life. For we know that the whole creation groans and suffers the pains of childbirth together until now. And not only this, but also we ourselves, having the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting eagerly for our adoption as sons, to wit, it's the redemption of the body. What is the final confirmation of sonship during this time? It is the redemption of the body. It is resurrection life. It is the transformation of all that you are. It is the very same energy that transformed Christ from the Father and that is coming towards us during this time. That is the final confirmation to sonship. It will not be more and more revelations, more and more understandings where you could write books upon books. No, the confirmation is very physical. It is your manifestation. It is your transformation. It is the redemption of the mortal, putting on immortality. That which has been born in corruption, being birthed in the unlimited reality of sonship. That is what we're looking at during this time. That is what the intercession is for. That is what the contending before the Lord is for. It's for the first breakthroughs of the redemption of the body, the adoption of sonship, which will then bring forth the release of creation. It will also bring forth the release of the cloud of witnesses. And many have written in and said, what are the cloud of witnesses? The cloud of witnesses are our brethren, the church invisible, they that have died in the faith, having seen from a distance what was to come, and yet having died, not having received it. That is what we're looking at. That is what the cloud of witnesses are waiting for. That is what all of creation is in travail for. And so, the very spirit that needs to be broken during this time is not the spirit of death per se, although that is certainly slated to be removed first from within the sons. But let's talk about something that we're right in the midst of right now, and that is the spirit of futility, because until the spirit of futility is removed from the sons, there will be no manifestation of sonship. There will be no ability for the sons to release creation from futility until they themselves have been delivered from futility. And that is where the present warfare is. If you were to identify it, is it the falling angels that are falling right now, being cast out of the heavens, coming down more onto the earth planes? That's certainly part of our battle, because that is happening. Satan is being cast down, has been cast down, is being cast down, and will continue to be as he falls from dimension to dimension to dimension. As Christ ascended, passing through the dimensions, so Satan is falling, passing through the dimensions. And subsequently the sons are rising to take their rightful position in the realm of spirit. And so, is our conflict with the satanic host of wickedness? It is. But that's not where our warfare, our real battle is. Right now, we are contending to see the end of the spirit of futility as it operates within your heart and your mind. Because that is where it emanates from. Having been birthed in corruption, having been birthed in a paradigm, in a reality that is so fraught with illusion as this world is. You begin to realize that God has been saying, let go, let go, let go of your concepts, let go of what you think you know. Let me redefine truth, let me redefine reality, let me change your paradigm, because your paradigm is still too limited. And as such, you're not able to see the truth because your paradigm is defining even before you know what you're doing. Subconsciously, it's already creating what you can do and what you can't do, how you can break through and how you cannot break through. And so you continue to war and war, reaching for a breakthrough that is right here, but somehow you can't seem to break it. Because there's this implant within your paradigm, within your mindset, that's so subconscious, so subliminal, that just keeps you going around the mountain, as if you just cannot break through. And I'm here to identify that. That is the spirit of futility. Understand, we do not war with flesh and blood. We war with the spirits of wickedness in high places. And the spirit of futility, at this point, I would put in that category. The spirit of futility must come under judgment. The sons of God must be delivered from the spirit of futility as it operates within their minds, that they might indeed begin to truly release all of creation, that they might begin to release the cloud of witnesses, that they might begin to truly manifest sonship. And I remember a number of years ago, a word came in the Spirit very strong, and the word was not a kind, soft-spoken word. It was a demand, and the demand was manifest sonship. Can you imagine being grabbed by the nape of the neck, and the finger coming at you saying, "You manifest sonship. You get off your ass. You manifest it." You say, "Lord, how do we do that?" Well, we've been in travail, and we're going to continue to be in travail until these breakthroughs are established. But the first breakthrough we're looking for right now is a breaking of the back of the spirit of futility, the slavery to corruption that we have been within our own minds. You can say, who can do such a thing? Isaiah, how can such things be? How can we get such a breakthrough, such a release? How is this possible? It's possible because God is the one that is working in us, both to will and to do of His good pleasure. We're not eking out our deliverance somehow, hoping that it's going to happen. It's Christ working in you. It has always been Christ working in you, and it will be Christ working in you that brings forth the judgments and the releases that have to happen during this time in the earth. And it's Christ in you that is bringing judgment upon the spirit of futility. And you can look at your life, and you can look at all the changes you've gone through. It seems like you're going around the mountain. Will this ever end? You get up every morning and say, "Oh, it's another day. I keep hitting my head against the wall, and I submit to you, Lord. I get up again. I have to hit my head against the wall again. Is it going to change? What's happening?" And I'm here to tell you, it's the spirit of futility, and we reject it. We throw it off. And I draw the judgments of God upon it. I draw the deliverance that is needed for the sons of God during this time. Because this is the first domino. The spirit of futility must be broken within the hearts and minds of God's people. That it's kept resurrection life at arm's distance when it's right here in our midst. But yet, because of the operation of this futility that has sought to demean you, to hold you back, and it's so subliminal, and we find that we function from a paradigm, and that paradigm still has a huge implant of this whole spirit of futility within it. How can these things be? What can we do? We do one thing. We stand before the face of God. We speak His word as the channels of Christ in the earth. And we say, "Okay, Lord, you've identified something here. Yes, our lives we're going through hell. It doesn't matter what you're going through. It could seem like you're going around the mountain every week because it's a spirit of futility. And that thing has to be broken. And it only is broken because it is brought to light. It's brought to the surface. It cannot hide any longer within the deep recesses of your subconscious where you're not able to identify the operation of a spirit. And I'm saying we're identifying the operation of a spirit at the most subliminal levels within our consciousness. And God is saying it's time to extract. It's time for an extraction. We're going to see the extraction of the spirit of futility within the hearts and minds of God's sons, first and foremost. And as that domino falls, every other domino is going to fall right behind it. So if you've been in the battle, if you've been fighting whatever you're fighting, whatever discouragement, whatever illusion, whatever lie, understand it's the operation of the spirit of futility, especially as we come to the forefront, where it's time for this spirit to be removed and to be judged. Mind you, this is not some ethereal cloud thing that just kind of rests upon you and it's just kind of there as some oppression you picked up along the line and you just need to take a bath. It is a spirit, a consciousness, an entity. And this spirit has been discerned, has been pointed out, and is being brought down. Verse 24, for in hope we have been saved, but hope that is seen is not hope. For who hopes for what he already sees? But if we hope for what we do not see with perseverance, we eagerly wait for it. Well, this is not going to be pie in the sky. This is pie in the hand time. Verse 29. For those whom he foreknew, he also predestined to become conformed to the image of his Son, so that he would be the firstborn among many brethren. And these whom he predestined, he called, and these whom he called, he justified, and these whom he justified, he glorified. We're in the time of the glorification of the saints. And it's not just something that's all of a sudden going to happen, as if it's an event in the end time. It's not, per se. The glorification of the sons has been going on for a long time. It's coming to its zenith during this time, because it's the infusion of all the Father is within the sons. And as they've gone through the deep works of the cross, the glory has been resting upon them more and more and more. And this is the time that we see the glorification of the sons, God's saints, completed. It happens hand in hand with the judgment and removal of the spirit of futility. Amen.